Hello, lovies. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump everything you can without hurting yourself. How are ya? Good? Well, we've made it halfway through the week. Now we just got to get through the other half. All right. What's going on in the world? A little bit of everything. President Trump is speaking tonight. Now, if I remember correctly, on Monday, the cards told us that he would be making some kind of announcement or speech, and we would have to do some reading between the lines. So we'll see how that goes. All right. What else is going on? Oh, the weather. I think Mama Nature needs, I don't know, drugs. Apparently we get 2 days of spring and then it goes back to winter. I don't know. It's technically not even winter yet. Crazy, crazy. All right. I am starting questions. Copy pages open. Anything else going on? I don't think so. All right. Joby, congratulations. All right. I wish it would stay too, Charlene. All right, let's get down to it. I'm going to go over to the coffee page. And we'll start there. Who's having a birthday? Did I miss something? Red Angel, is it your birthday? Happy birthday. You don't want me singing to you, darling. My gift is not singing to you. All right. I'll let you put in some more questions. We've got room, so let's go ahead and start over here. And spirit is strong. I want to sneeze. Okay. That's not irritating at all. All right, Ms. Colleen. Hi, Jen. I'm wondering what the cards say about Trump's address to the nation tonight. I appreciate you and wish you the happiest of holiday seasons. Thank you, love. And to you the same. What is Trump going to talk about? Good question. And how much are we going to have to interpret? Probably an hour's worth of patting himself on the back and all the accomplishments. And I get it. You know, it's what he's doing to wake people up. Look what we're doing. But let's dig a little deeper. And I think it's appropriate that we use the Trump deck. So we'll do that. What is he going to talk about tonight? I'm still starting. All right. Now, I noticed that when he put, I think it was Truth Social, that he would be addressing the nation tonight. It started, my fellow Americans. Well, we're waiting on one of the posts for him to say, my fellow Americans, the storm is upon us. That's supposed to be a huge calm for something coming. Okay. Wings is showing me that he's going to mention multiple things. Tarot has to focus on the strongest energy. Could be other things. So let's figure out what the main thing is, and then if we want to expand on it, we will. Right off the bat. Finances is a huge thing, but we have secret cards in here. This is about kind of where we've been. Five of Pentacles, crying over the piggy bank like we were broke, in debt, horrible. Now, it's true. We are going to have to read between the lines and listen to his lingo and language, probably decode it on the cue boards and all that stuff, because these are two secret cards. The main focus is the investments, the tariffs, and where we're at now. The Ace of Pentacles. Now, that's the big dog when it comes to finances. So he is going to address the state of where we are financially, what we have brought in, and how it's going to affect us. Wow. We're really going to be talking about the golden age tonight. So we should get really, really excited. Okay. But make sure that you control your emotions as well. But this is the happily ever after card. An offer to the American people. This is a loving gesture, a loving offer, and that's an RV card. They're all pentacles. So he's going to focus mainly on finances. The base card tells me a whole lot. And it has nothing to do with pentacles. Something that we could anticipate. That's riots in the street. Uprising. Something's coming. But the main focus is financials. We're going to have to read between the lines. After an hour's worth of see what I did, look how much money I have. Apparently, we have brought in more tariffs this last quarter than what's being released. We heard that it was a few hundred billion or something like that. Apparently, that's not accurate. That he took in just this first round of tariffs and getting them in, that the nation took in $18 trillion. Yeah. So let's read between the lines and we'll figure it out. And we'll talk about it. Humanitarian group, we can talk about it tomorrow. And if you're not in that group, we can discuss it here on Friday. But as of right now, it's mainly financial. Which I'm a little shocked because I kind of expected the justice and judgment cards to come in. Not that he won't talk about it, the corruption and stuff going on. He may still, but right now, this is a financial thing. Terry, yep, you are correct. I don't think there's no such thing as coincidence, and you know that. Today's the 17th, and we all know that Q is 17. So we know more than we realize. We just have to put the pieces together. All right. Let me get caught up on stars, and then I'll go back to the coffee page. Joe McWill, yes. Things are moving fast. Um, Let me count, see how many I got here. Charlene, don't worry about it. If you're snoozing when he's talking, you know the world will play the replays. Just use your discernment of what you get to see. Wow, Sandra, okay. Hmm. Post the RV video in chat. Meaning what, love? Which particular video? You tell me, darling. Yeah, Angie, 18 trillion, that's a lot. And we were told prophetically that divine creator God told us that we would be shocked of how this giant would be taken down, meaning debt, and how it would be eliminated. Because I don't give, I mean, Trump's great and everything, but I give all honor and glory to God because those ideas come from him. So if you take in $18 trillion roundabout just in the first round, and then they continue, and then they increase, and you bring that in constantly, this is how he wipes out taxes. This is how there's no more debt to the rats, no more slave system. People will have their paychecks in their pocket. This is how you get Social Security increases, better veterans pay and benefits. This is how you do it. So we're really going to have to pay attention tonight. Would I like him to just come out flat and say, hey, we have this thing called Jasara, and we're implementing it, we're announcing it? That would be fabulous because that makes people go, what? What's that? We'll see. Maybe he will. I agree, Angie. God is good all the time. And all the time, oh, the Telegram group chat. Okay. Okay. Back to the coffees. What do we got? Joe. Tree. Hi, lovey. Hi, Miss Eve. And Pixie. What do we got? Here I am again. Okay, now I have Big Metal Hair Band song going through my hair. Okay, never mind. See what happens? Question. Will you do a 2-row read on property? And then she gives me 2 properties. I don't want to say those out loud because that's private. Want to know if either place will be good personal property for us. Thank you so much, sweetie. You're so welcome, honey. All right. Top row will be the first address. We'll call that one Redwood. And then the second one, Pace Bridge. I won't give the exact address. All right, so top first one. We'll see who the winner is. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Joe, are you like me? Do you ever pay attention to the numbers and then add them up? I do that when I'm looking at addresses going, is that a good number? All right, bossy. He didn't want that deck. I'm going to split it. I'm going to use 2 different decks. That way the energy is fair. So the first read is on Redwood. And if you're talking to me in the chat, I don't have it on the screen, so I have no idea. I'll be there in a minute. Redwood might have a kink or two. Let's see. What are you going to do if it says neither? Start all over again? Don't you love it? It looks like Pace Bridge is the winner. All right. Pace Bridge is the winner here. Redwood started out with hoodwink. There's something about the property that they will not disclosing. You might get stuck in a bad deal. This just represents you and Miss Eve. That's the blink card. That's the RV card. But recommendation is refocus. Okay, so that is Redwood. I don't like the hoodwink card. Anytime that comes in here, you get stuck with something that might be a hot mess. Pace Bridge, yes. There's already good feels. Use your intuition. That's always a good reminder. I think you actually feel that it might be a little bit better temperament, better angelic protection, okay, better balance spiritually. This would be good for generational. This is something you'll be able to pass down or use for multiple purposes. It's got a better benefit financially. You can do a lot here. Yeah, I like the energy with Hangman. Because once you get on this property, you'll have a better perspective of what you can do with it or what it's capable of doing. I really like the energy around Hangman because it's about enlightenment and seeing the light. So there's good energy with Pace Bridge. Okay. Yeah, chicken dinner on Pace Bridge looks like it, JoJo. So that's your Pace Road's an 8, Redwood's a 4. I'd go with the 8, Infinity. And that King of Pentacles is generation. It'll keep repeating itself. So this is good. Good resources will come out of that land. Yep. Okay. Good, Red Angel. I'm glad. You feeling better? Negative energy. We pray all kinds of sons of bitches out of here. Yep. We won't put up with it. I'm glad to hear that. All right. Miss Angie. Happy Wednesday. Hugs to everyone. May I have a message to get me through the rest of the month? I'm mentally tired, but also eager to get things going. Where to start? You and me both, girlfriend. All right. What does Miss Angie need for the rest of the month? You're welcome, Juju. All right. Miss Angie. She's just worn out and tired. Stick a fork in her, she's done. Terry, I'm telling you, the energy, remember in your dreams, whew, crazy stuff going on. And we need to remember Friday, the 19th, 3-Eye Atlas will be closest to Gaia. And it just so happens that this is the time where multiple places in the world, Aurora Borealis is going to be on steroids, and lots of geomagnetic storms, lots of stuff coming in energetically around Gaia. So we all understand that those energies affect us. Ground yourself. Stay in prayer. All right. Miss Angie Wings is really focusing on, stay focused on hope. There's always hope. Don't quit now. We're all tired. This is exhausting. It has been. We roller coaster. We have low moments like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then Yeshua comes in, gives a good swift kick in the rear and says, you don't have to, but I'm telling you, you're going to be missing out. Miss Angie, you can't get much better than this. If you want encouragement, you're going to get encouragement. Now, apparently, this is a dual meaning. We start out with the Emperor card. Now, this can have a lot to do with what Mr. T says tonight. This is going to push you into a hope thought process. It'll kind of heighten your like, woohoo, let's go, because we have the New Beginnings card. This is encouragement. Even though you feel stuck right now, you are not. This is mindset. Swords are always about thought process, what we say, what we put out there, and it's media. But this is the encouragement that we need. God's got you. I'm in charge here. I got you. I'm going to shine a light on all of it. So this is really coming down to faith. Let's know that we have faith in the divine creator to use this guy to get where we need to be. All that good stuff's coming. All right. I want you to stand guard against, and this is for everybody, not just Sister Angie. We need to stand guard against all that negativity. We've got the higher ground. That means the good guys are winning. We know how this ends. We win. It's all good. The future, look at all this new stuff and celebration. It's coming. You're going to have so many choices coming out your ears. You don't even know where to start. All the abundance of, ooh, what do I pick? Good, encouraging. The base card, here's the RV card. Will that help? Okay. All right. Hope it just popped into your head. There's a reason. Hopefully it wasn't me in your head, because that's scary. Okay. You have every right to kick me out. And you don't want to be in my head. All right. You might have to get psychological help if you go in there. But it's hope, darling. If you've got faith and hope, 2 weeks, but ain't nothing compared to what we've been doing, right? You be quiet, husband. Why does he come in here right when I say that? That's because he's been in my head. Now he knows better. If he has to go anywhere near my mental thought, he wraps himself in bubble wrap. All right. You know, he keeps picking on me and everything. I know what I'm going to do with his supper. Not make it. Okie dokie. You do not? Sure. Okay. All right. So I hope that helped, Miss Angie. All right. Sunshine. You know I have to sing your name. All right. Happy Wednesday. Hey, Jen, and etc. Oh, okay. What do we got? Oh, we have 3 different questions. Let's do this. First one, can I get a reading on upcoming travel and if I should shorten the trip? Well, all right. He's showing me how much he loves me. If we ain't picking on each other, something's wrong. Sunshine Wings is ultimately saying, the choice is yours if you want to shorten it, but let's see if there's a reason you should shorten it. Ooh. Ain't gone. Well, you have the upper hand on this trip. You have 3 major arcana cards. Good trip. Strong. You have the star card. It's energy of healing and hope, optimism, and galactic energy. Mama Gaia energy. You're in control here. Strong cards. There is a possibility. Ultimately, it's your choice. I think Spirit wants you to understand that you're strong enough to overcome any obstacles. A couple little things that might occur on this trip. I don't know where it's coming from, but there's a Thief and Liar card and disappointment. Swords are about communication. Somebody you can't trust, somebody running their mouth, throat punch them. That energy may, I don't know where this is coming from. You just don't want to be around the negativity. But those first 3 cards say you have the upper hand. The healing that you have, the strength that you have. The Empress card is take charge. I'm in charge here. Overcome those energies. The choice is yours. If you can wrangle those energies in and not put up with it and get through it, I wouldn't shorten my trip. It's really up to you and how strong negative energies come in. You've got every right to call somebody on their bullshit and go home. Every right. Okay? He's got a thing called work. Sure, he works. Okay. All right. So, Sunshine, it may just be negative people around you, but if you can bubble up and deal with it, you've got the strength to do it. It's really just your choice. You may just decide when you get there. All right, number 2. You woke smelling peanut butter. Nice. All right. You heard it from Sunshine. Oh, okay. Was my spirit team having fun? Sure sounds like it. But we really need to, and they could be having fun and be dead serious at the same time going, it's coming. Terry, isn't it crazy? Yeah, it's this weather. All right. Wings is saying the word preparation, not H. I hope not. And if it is a situation, preparation H, you can heal that. New people in here and don't understand what I'm talking about are going, peanut butter, what's the big joke? They're having fun, but this is also some encouraging words. So this is the loving energy around having fun and giving you a message. Aces are always about that. The next 2 weeks can be extremely, not only have we been doing the up and down roller coaster thing for how long, it seems like the next 2 weeks is going to be, they're going to incorporate loops and corkscrew turns and hang you upside down and stop you dead on the tracks. And it's going to be crazy for a couple of weeks. And that energy, especially if you travel and you're around negative energy, do not surrender and feel like this takes you down energetically wise. This has to happen. You've got to stand up and go, nope, good stuff's coming. Okay. Peanut butter's your goal. I don't care if you have to stick a small jar of peanut butter in your purse, take it out and smell it every once in a while just for encouragement, do it. I kind of like to see you do it just to freak people out. But it's just a reminder, and they are having fun with you. But it's also a reminder that even something as silly as peanut butter being a code word, smelling it, seeing the jar. How many people can't go to the grocery store or see or hear anything about peanut butter without a grin on your face? Now it's stuck. You're welcome. So it's a mental game. Don't quit. Okay? All right. Now, let's go to the third one. Alani, oh, sweet little doggy, is back. Oh, okay. All right. Was it the energetic messages? She released some energy or grandma visit that triggered their return? Oh, okay. The grandma thing is sticking out. That Alani had to kind of come back because grandma will be like, what the hell is wrong with her? Let's pull cards. Peanut butter sniffer. Wow. You calling us names, JoJo? Yeah. I got some of those little peanut butter travel packs. That's what we should do. I got a bunch of them. So maybe we should just go stick them in our purse, just drop them random places. Never know. All right. Sunshine, there's energy around here that I don't think original Alani is going to stick around. I think Miss Bruce is going to come back at some point. That Alani came back for grandma. That's what I feel, and that's what Wings is Pictionary right now. But let's see what the cards say. Yeah, she did this for grandma. All right, yeah. Grandma will go, what the hell's wrong with that dog? Something wrong with her. This is smoke and mirrors. Like, that ain't her. It was more of a, I don't want grandma to think I'm having an identity crisis. Yeah. So here's where you're going to have a slow change back over with Alani. And this is 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I expect her to change to Miss Bruce any day now. She'll do it based on energy. And really who's around her, because this is community. she bases it on how she needs to energetically react with other people. It causes too much conflict if other people are around going, Sunshine, your dog's crazy. You know she's crazy, but you love her that way. So, yeah. Just expect Jekyll and Hyde. I don't know. Not violent, just crazy. Yeah. Alani is smart. She knows who can handle her and who can't. She knows you can, but she doesn't want anybody questioning. So she knows when to come back. There you go. Okie dokie. Let's go. I'm gonna catch up on the stars. All right, I got Megan. I re-emailed you last night. I had to correct the time for the meeting tomorrow. I hope you got that email. Okay. Okay, we're gonna stop questions. I've got Stacy's as the last one. Okay. All right. That being said, AKA Sean Smith is first. Good afternoon, Jen. Hi, honey. Is this ongoing hip leg pain in both legs from low estrogen? Well, let's see if it's hormonal. You haven't been homicidal, have you? Just asking. Nikki, if you don't want synthetic HRT, take boron. I'm not a doctor. Entertainment purposes only. You know how I am about giving entertainment services. Boron helps regulate and activate natural hormones in your body. So, and you can buy it over the counter. Just make sure you're getting the real stuff and not the petroleum synthetic crap. Okay. But let's find out if that's what it is. It's a combination. That is one thing. Okay, so we got two things going on here. This is also, you could talk to your doctor, but you know how I know this community is like, doctors? What? Could go homeopathic. I recommend the boron. That helps a lot. But there's a spiritual blockage here. When there are legs and hips that don't want to move, it's a fear of moving forward. And what would happen? Your lifestyle change. Now, let me explain something. I know the situation with Dad right now. This could be a fear of that. You cannot move forward. It's taking too long. It slows you down. A fear of moving forward causes your body to lock up. Okay? Hips, knees, joints. Not that kind of joint. You know what I mean? So try to do some forgiveness or release some concern about what life is like moving forward. There's a lot of up in the air energy here. And this can do, you could be doing your own healing Okay, she's like a good shaman. Trust your own instinct. So you have a combination. There is a little bit of an imbalance here that needs to be balanced out, but spiritually add to it. Not just the physical, but spiritually cleanse yourself and release some fears and worry and anxiety about what it would be like moving forward if your life is upended. Whatever that looks like, good, bad, and indifferent. Okay? And take charge. Okay? You will see, you will manifest your own results just by doing this. Okay? Moon, you're correct. It's a balance of both. We need estrogen, progesterone, testosterone, chocolate, coffee, and bullets, but we have to have a balance. So, but the reason I suggested boron is because it covers all of the above. It just naturally balances out all of the hormones in your body. But I agree, Moon. We need a little bit of all of them. So, yeah, see, Megan, she puts boron in her coffee. It makes her nails strong. Yeah, it is amazing. It has collagen in it. It's all these wonderful elements. But make sure that you find the good stuff, the real stuff. We could get into like boric acid and all that, but boron, the element of boron, is a balancer. So give it a try. Yeah, you've got to start putting yourself first. But right now, your plate is stacked so high, I'd just be getting a shovel and taking some stuff off. Wear yourself out, darling. We've got a lot of people in the community right now that are feeling stuck, overwhelmed, stressed out because they're the fixer in the family. And I get it. I used to be that person. I somewhat still fix stuff, but not like I used to. We have to start treating ourselves better. Because if we're not around, we can't help nobody. Okay? Yes, Lily, it is in the reading. I star them, they go in order, and I do have you starred. Okay? You've got, I think, 3 people ahead of you. Okay? I know, Moon. You think of the laundry aisle, like boron or borax or something like that. Yeah, which is good stuff. I buy boric acid because it's a great antiseptic. Do some research. Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but look up the benefits of boron. It's amazing. Okay, Mule Team Laundry Soap. There you go. I did not just tell people to go out and we're not eating Tide Pods. We're not doing any of that crazy stuff. Okay. Miss Charlene. Question. Will President Trump's announcement tonight be a gift to the American people, or will he be telling us about how great the economy is? Okay, so we kind of already did this. A lot of the focus is going to be focused on the financial. The gift to the American people. Let's pull on that. Let's be a little more specific and say, will he announce further information or more specifics of how he's going to give it back to the American people? Maybe he'll announce no income. I mean, he's talked about it, but not announced formally. Will he do that? How he's going to give it back to us. And I think there's still going to be some strict rules because you know that if you're here illegally, that you don't get it. If you have been on welfare for 110 years and refuse to work, there's a huge difference. I'm not saying it's everybody. you shouldn't get it until you get off your arse and work. But people that have just been in this system for so long, I mean, we were talking about this the other day. You work all your life. You're born, you work, you pay taxes, you die. That's it. Let's find out if he's going to announce specifically how he's going to give it back. Yep, basically what I just said, and who's not getting it. Okay, so this is generational wealth. That means also setting up for the little ones. You know how he's created this new Trump fund for all the new babies being born? That's part of it. But for generations to come, stability. That means that as much as we have in debt, it looked like, 8 generations down the road, it would still never be paid off. Nope. Refocusing of where the finances are, and it's about giving back to it's generational, but this, you have to look at the picture in this. This is also every man, woman, and child, because there's children, there's middle age, there's elderly, even the dogs are in it. But he's also going to mention, but it's not for certain people. It's not for people. This is get out. So this is not for illegal. If you're here illegally or you're taking advantage of the system, it's not going to work. You have to go home. Which makes me wonder if it's a soft reveal of Nasara Jasara, because that's how they're going to get people to go home. You can have it too in your country, but you have to go. Okay. Moon, you do what you're doing, honey. That is amazing what you are doing. Don't be hard on yourself. And let's look at the bright side. We get in a med bed and you're 30 years old again and you want to go back to work, you'll be able to do it. That's what we're focusing on. Yay! All right, we're focusing. Terry's Jeep is fixed. We are declaring it's fixed. All right. All right. Miss Eve. Hi, honey. I had a weird dream. Was it from another timeline? Weird dream. Wings is sketching something. I'll let him doodle. He starts eating the crayons, I'm going to be worried. All right, let's find out. Timeline or past life? Parallel life? There's something specific about the wording here that he's trying to correct. You kind of already know this. It is a different timeline. It's still, so we're in this multiverse, okay? So there's more Gaias out there where you live another life. And that's what they're focusing on. Okay, so yes, it is another timeline. You already know this intuitively. What was in the dream that you're attached to? Weird, but there's an attachment here. There's something in this dream that you were extremely focused on. Just curious, when you say that it was weird, there's negativity here, but there's positivity here. Okay? This is negative. I don't belong here. This seems weird. Why am I in this world? Why am I viewing this world? What is going on? But then there was something really beautiful about it. There's a resistance here. I don't know that you're like, I don't want to be here. What is happening? Because it was that strange. Just curious. But it was a different timeline. Like, something didn't feel right. Like, I should not be here. Why am I here? Well, there's a reason. Because your higher self wants you to learn something. Your base card is the Page of Swords, and that's learning something new. So it may seem really, really strange. In this community, weird, strange, and crazy. That's us. That's normal. So you might kind of analyze. I mean, it could have had some kind of three-headed monster and you weren't wearing pants riding a dragon. It's hard to tell. But there's a reason for it. There's a lot of symbolism in dreams, metaphors. Think about it, focus on it. That Queen of Cups tells me that you kind of already know what's going on. There's a reason you were there. Naked man, kiss, teddy bear tattoo. Ooh, well, Miss Eve, now come on. See, somebody wasn't wearing pants in it. Different timeline. Different. I got this could possibly be a husband in a different timeline. Or somebody that were you pursuing this person? There you go, girlfriend. You found a man. Do any of them mean anything to you? These are questions you have to ask yourself. Just curious. Okay. Are they making the Mary Jane legal? Well, they should. God made it. Synthetic stuff, I'm not crazy about. That's a little bit different. But all natural, heck yeah. God gave it to us. We should use it, right? Wings is showing me something about the hemp. You know how they're wanting to stop the hemp production in Kentucky. Kentucky is very, very big on hemp. We grow a lot of it and process a lot. A lot of the CBD stuff comes here, or it comes from here, and they're wanting to stop it. Now, I know there's a difference, but if he legalizes this, will it umbrella down to hemp to where they can't prevent people from growing and processing it? Something to think about. So, Miss Eve, at least he was a good kisser, right? All right. Red Angel, happy birthday to you. Can I get a general reading for this week? Sure. All right. Uh, do you need a nap? Wings is saying you need to rest more. Ooh. I like it. Wear yourself out. All right. You should be encouraged that this week's talking about investments and time and effort. You put all this hard work into investment and waiting on something to happen. And you're just waiting on harvest. Like, what am I going to get out of this? Well, this says that it's coming. This is looking into the horizon. You should be very excited. It could be tied in with what Trump's talking about. There's something that you have planned for the future that you've been waiting, you haven't been able to do. You'll be able to do it. Now, we've got some advice in here, and I think maybe it's for everybody. This is making plans and putting it into action. So you're going to be able to do this in the future. And this card is about emotional stability and intelligence. The King of Cups is always a reminder. If the Page of Cups is the very beginning and you get excited, and pages tend to can't control themselves and they're like, woo, yay. Okay. If we could do a cartwheel, we would. The King of Cups reels it in and says, listen, let's hear all of the scenarios and let's not hurt ourselves. Let's get all the details, contain our emotions. Let's not give anything away. Let's not get locked up in a loony bin because we're running around hooping and hollering without our pants on. Okay? We learn to control ourselves. Whatever it is that you're going to hear this week or find out about this week for the future, breathe through it and go, okay, I'm excited, but I'm not going to do anything batshit crazy. Okay? Beautiful message, though. See the base card. You're going to have lots of choices in the future. So all your daydreaming that you're doing, it's okay. Because you're going to be allowed to take these daydreams and investments. Whatever you've put hard work into, it's going to pay off. Yeah, no bouncing off the walls and excitement. Let's not go to jail when this happens, okay? That's okay, Joby. I got it, darling. I saw it. I think. Let me double check before I make an idiot of myself. Yep, got it. All right. Lily's got the next one. Who's coming into my love life? Well, let's get a love deck. Now, what if it says nobody? And you're like, well, you suck. Well, you have to brace yourself. Because sometimes people are not allowed love-wise to enter our life because we're not ready. We got to work on ourselves or something. Or divine creators try to keep somebody negative out of your life. So let's take a look and see if someone is. Maybe it'll give a timeline. Maybe it'll give a warning. Or maybe it'll say none ya. They like to say none ya business too. Because they want you to be surprised, to live in the moment, to not get so wrapped up into. They tell you someone's coming into your life and then you're looking around every corner going, hey, are you it? Are you it? That's not living. But we'll find out. I like the readings where when nobody asks, but then all of a sudden it shows up in the reading going, he or she is a coming. Well, what is the lesson that you needed to learn from a past relationship? Have you healed from it? Have you released pain, worry, anxiety? What not to do? There's something in the past that has to be cleared. You got your raise approved and didn't need an anniversary card. Well, you go, girlfriend. But you thought about getting one, didn't you? Okay. The spirit's like, let's just give her all the answers at once. What? There is a relationship here. Now we have to figure out and analyze, and I'm going to do a lot of talking out loud, and you are not required to answer any of this. A very direct, sharp-tongued, masculine male here. This could be a past relationship that just didn't work out. Maybe he was verbally abusive or too strong of a personality, too controlling. It could be past relationship, including a father figure, okay? The King of Swords, yes, he's highly intelligent, but it also means that he has a sharp tongue. He tells it like it is, and he doesn't care who it affects. All right? The world tells me that this cycle in your life is over, and you're about to start a new one. This makes me wonder if it's a father figure, that it's in the past position, okay, as a child, or younger, that you've had a relationship, it didn't work out too well. There is a resistance and blockage here. There is a reason that you're not seeing someone come into your life right now, is because they're warning you. Bad habits and the devil card will lead to disappointment and heartbreak, okay? Relationship that have too many secrets, and this is also telling me that Spirit's like, you don't need to know right now. That's none of your business. Sometimes they are harsh and direct and let you know. It's not important right now. Refocus. Emotionally, walk away from this. The thought process. Can we manifest people? Yes, we can. But if there's something you need to focus on, and I get that it's your emotional and spiritual well-being, working on you, loving yourself, that Queen of Cups, that's what she needs to focus on. You need to work on you. And once you've done that, this is your victory. And look at this. Once you've worked on you and done some healing from the past, guess Mr. Romance comes in here. Hello, darling. It comes. There's patterns that need to be broken, cycles that need to end, so we don't keep falling for the same reckless people, if that makes sense. God wants the best for you. Don't settle. Okay? There you go. See, Miss Charlotte, she's a great example. She's not settling. She's had relationships. She's like, I know what I want. I know what I deserve because I know my worth. We've got internal and personal and spiritual healing to do. And then God will put the right people in your path and in your life when the time is right. All right. Red Angel. What do my angel's favorite guys and ancestors have to tell me for today on your birthday? Specifically today. Let's see. They're celebrating. The spiritual realm is having a party for you. Do you feel the celebration? And they do. They store up gifts for you. I can't wait to give them to you. So whether we're celebrating down here or not, they are. You just had a card fly out, which explains to me what I just said. Page of Pentacles. That's putting up little gifts. The best gift that you can give yourself right now is getting rid of the worry and the anxiety. It's unnecessary. They're like, will you stop worrying about everything? Look at this new beginnings. If you don't quit. So today, on your birthday, you're going to have to be the little engine that could. But I want you to change the words. Instead of, I think I can, I think I can, I know I can. All right? Wow. Thank you, Wings. Here's a gift. Look here. You got nines. Nines, nines, nines. Okay. This is independently wealthy. This is independently cheers. I'm celebrating. That's partying. That's partying up. Celebrate yourself. Do something for yourself. Okay? Even if you got to bake one little cupcake and stick a candle in it, you need to do something to celebrate you. That's not being prideful and arrogant. That's self-love, self-care. But they also want you to know that they're manifesting happiness for you. They want you happy. Do you celebrate yourself? Sometimes we wait for somebody else to recognize our birthday when we should be recognizing happy birthday to me. That's okay. There's only one you. Well, in this density, you know what I mean. The fact that sometimes it blows my mind if you stop and think about it. God is beyond space and time, but there was a moment where the only thing that he thought of in his heart was you when he created you. That is enough to bring you to tears. And if he loves you that much, you got to love his creation. And my old-time veterans in here know that I've always taught, don't spit on the mirror because you're spitting on God's creation, okay? Love yourself. They want you to celebrate yourself. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? All right. Joby, congratulations, darling. Is this little grandma baby that's going to be coming? And if you're new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, what did she just say? She knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so Joby's currently a few weeks pregnant. Guidance from guides and ancestors for this journey and the soul which will come through into our lives. Thank you so much. Maybe grandma will come through. We don't know. Let's see. He didn't want that deck. Picky. Little baby starseed. This is an incarnation, a reincarnation. I don't know who it is, but it's somebody that's gone around. Maybe it'll tell me. You've been working on this for a while. Have you had morning sickness? This is celebration. Okay. This is something that you've wanted for a really long time, that you've put in effort, not only financially to prepare for this, but you've thought thoroughly about how and when you want to do this. I'm curious to know if are you worried about money, finances, of how much it'll cost to raise a child? If you wait till you can afford them, you'll never have them. But I'm also curious if you've had morning sickness, because this can represent sickness or illness, or feeling like, oh my gosh, how are we going to afford this? You also kind of need to coach yourself with the little engine that could here. Okay. Don't quit. All right. Don't surrender. You've got to give it time. And are you doing the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, what if, worrying about every little thing? Because they don't want you to do that. You've got to, you know what you need to do. This is emotional. I got to walk away from almost torturing yourself. Okay. Whether it's what you eat, what you do physically, just go with the flow. You know not to do anything reckless. There's, yes, wings. Okay. You've got to bring temperance into your own mind and thoughts and emotions, but this is also divinely protected. And if you didn't know it, you have gained this child's guardian angel team. So you probably have a lot of spiritual presence around you, even stronger. This baby looks beautiful. Beautiful. You need to lighten up and go with the flow. Have faith and just do. You're going to do this pregnancy based on how you feel. You can read all the books in the world. You can take all the advice in the world. But ultimately, it's you and your journey. Take it. Okay? Let's see. Pour your heart and soul into this child. Joby, I specifically asked if this was your grandmother's energy. Yep. Now, you probably don't know boy or girl, but please understand, reincarnation doesn't have to be the same sex they were when they left. But this is your grandmother's energy. Wow. It really pains you when grandma passed, is what I'm getting. This is sadness and disappointment. She's going to come back through to get rid of that. This is starting over again. New beginning as your page. Wow. Okay. Well, Joby, we are praying for you and healthy baby. No matter how many you have. 1, 2, a litter. Healthy baby. Don't overanalyze everything. It's the best, and I could probably tell you all the mamas in here. Try not to overanalyze every little thing that you do. Don't stress yourself out. All right, but congratulations. And here in a few weeks, you want to look at it again and see what other kind of energies are coming through. Be happy to do that. All right, let me refresh this coffee page. All right, we're good there. So continuing with our stars. All right, Colleen, was I busy in the astral last night? I had a heck of a time getting up today. Well, you probably answered your own question. All right. What were you doing in the astral? I don't sleep long enough to do any. Well, I do. I still do it. I'm just not there long enough. I'm barely getting 3 hours every 24 hours. I'm just up. The energies are so strong. I can't settle down. Am I exhausted? Yeah. Yes. That's when your body goes, what the hell are you doing? And your mind and spirit are going, cartwheels. True. Yeah, buddy. War, battle. Yes. Here's your military cards. And this is in a different plane. Beyond the veil. Astro traveling. Yeah. This is war. Continuing the same war you've been doing. This is about past memories. You've been in this for a while. Yep. If you can remember any little bits and pieces about your experience, if you do in a dream state or something like that, try to get a different perspective of why you're doing it. Because with that memory card in there, is there a past battle that just wasn't resolved and you need to go back and figure out what it is? I mean, if you're really looking for answers like who am I fighting and why, if you've got childhood trauma, something that's happened to you, a lot of times that will come back in. Okay. But you're feeling it. Your body's feeling it. Yep. Astro, and I'm not downplaying war in this density whatsoever, or hell on earth, but in the astral, subconscious, we don't realize our limitations. So we just think we can take hits and we're Superman. Boy, when we crawl back into these meat sacks, we feel it. Okay, so make sure you guys are taking care of yourself. Rest when you can. I know. They're like, well, why don't you do the same thing, Jen? I would if I could. Okay. Yeah, meditate on it. Ask. See if you can go back and figure out what you were doing or what the purpose was. But I do suggest that you protect yourself, that you don't take on and replay the same thing. We can tend to, if we want to go back and figure out what we did, we almost reenact the whole thing, and then you're just going to ask for it again, meaning pain and ouch, that hurts. No, say, I don't want the physical, I want the spiritual. What was I doing? All right, Miss Bonita. Oh, capital letters in the front. Could you please? Okay, calm down. Give us a collective read for the rest of December. Yes, ma'am. Don't yell at me. You can yell at me all you want to. It's all right. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Hi, Mary Jean. How are you, lovey? All right. Miss Bonita wants to know for the collective for the rest of December. We sort of kind of have touched on it a little bit today. Let's see if we can get any more information. So help me if the Temperance card comes in here. Ugh. All right. one. Wow. Powerful. Maybe it was because she capitalized the first 3 words. She meant business. She ain't playing. Okay. Y'all ready for this? This is for the collective. Miss Bonita wanted to know for the collective for the rest of the month. Buckle up, buttercups, and put your big granny panties on. We're about to see some things happen in a whole new light. Look who's battling each other. Good versus evil. God versus the devil. Let's watch the spiritual stuff happen. But we also have Mr. T. And if you're from a different country and you're like, but he's not our president, this man is controlling the planet right now. Okay? So please keep that in mind. What comes out of his mouth affects every nation. So, Mr. T, the RV, our world is about to be flipped upside down. And there's happily ever after celebration and all the new stuff's coming. Physical, spiritual. Wow. Okay. Base card. Hold on. That's holding on for dear life. Like he's standing on the pentacles. He's holding it with his hands. This is about investment too. You're going to be sitting pretty. But that 4 of Pentacles is always, hold on, buckle up. Ooh. When the divine creator comes in there with the devil and they're facing each other like that, and they're working with each other in tarot, that means basically there's a battle. And God's saying, I'm going to whoop your arse. Okay? Okay. All right. Everybody stay in prayer. I don't know about you, but I'm excited. Do it. We are God's kids, and we know that we're going to come out on top. So I'm going to, stand behind his robe and peek around and go, get him, Dad. That's me. All right. All right. Joanna's got this one. Can I please get a read for up till New Year's? Okay. So basically the rest of the month. Let's see. I agree, Mary Jane. That is a huge part of the best is yet to come. I like it, man. My daddy could beat your daddy's arse. Yep. Sometimes, as a parent, you see your kids struggle and you try to let them learn to fight their own battles, and God's been allowing us to do that. But there's a point as a parent where you're like, I'm tired of this shit. And I just picture God ripping a belt through Wrangler jean loops going, snapping it going, I'm going to beat someone. Do not touch my child. That's just me. But Jen's crazy. All right, Joanna, up till New Year's. How are you feeling, by the way? You were feeling a little under the weather the other day. Oh. What you daydreaming about? You're making plans. Oh, wow. All right. You have this little bit of none your business. Okay. Spirit's like, let's not do too much at one time. But they'll give you a little nibble to have. Okay. We'll put a little peanut butter on it. Okay. All right. So this is you ready to take action. Something that you've been daydreaming about. This is the first thing I want to do. That's kind of what where you're at. This is the stage you're at up until New Year's. You're in the daydreaming, like, ooh, I can't wait, because that Ace of Wands is like, let's go, 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 go. This is stability. Okay. He's very careful. It's not a bucky horse. He sits on all fours because he's looking out, going, I want to make sure this goes right, make sure everything's stable, everything's in its place. I don't want to be crazy and do cartwheels and break my neck. Okay. So this is looking past New Year's. Like, I'm just looking for, make sure everything's lined up for the future, because God is bringing me generational wealth. And then it goes, we're not telling you anymore. It's also a good reminder to allow this experience to be spiritual and not so much focused on the 3D. And you know this. Everybody here knows this. We have to be balanced. Yes, we can dream. We can hope. We're envisioning. We're manifesting. And we're staying grounded. Okay? So the next 2 weeks, I also want you to strengthen your discernment. I flipped it over to look at the base. There's a couple of them they want. This is about use your intelligence, about information. Okay? We all know that we have to say allegedly about everything. There's information, things you hear, things you see. Make sure that you're using discernment, because we have a thief and liar card in here. Okay? There's so much misinformation. I know it drives you all nuts just as much as it is me. Okay? If you use your discernment and keep your emotions out of it, that's victory. Okay? All right. Charlene, may I get a message from Spirit or whomever may come through? No, don't say that. No, cause crazy people. But now I don't let negativity. They know they're not allowed in here because they'll get their arse whooped. But be careful when you say stuff like that, because you are giving consent to anything and everything. Okay, say I want to hear from whatever divine spirit wants to come through. All right. Are you having to stand up to somebody in your community? Now, this could be a workplace. It could be any place that you go. It could be the local restaurant. It could be the church. It could be bingo night. Whatever. It says that you're having to stand up. There's some conflict here, or with somebody in the community. Are you arguing with the paper boy? What's going on here? Maybe you're arguing with something financial. That's the first part of the message. Wow. Boy, he's busy today. Meaning Abba Father. And then it redirects the way that what reading layout that I did. It says, keep working, keep getting better, and stay focused. Okay, that's a worker bee card. Everything is in alignment. Okay, these are eights, by the way. Your cuppeth runneth over here. It's coming. So you need to release the worry and anxiety. What's next? What's next? And this is interesting because this is a nine, and so is the divine creator. He said, child, stop worrying about it. Nines are almost completed. We're almost there. Okay. This is about faith. This is about, do you trust me? So no worry. That part's easy to figure out. I'm just curious to know who you're fighting with in the community, or there's a tussle. Maybe you're arguing with somebody that, I don't know, maybe you don't like your neighbor. I don't know. There's just conflict here. Try to resolve it. Meaning, either just pray, send loving light energy. If you don't want to deal with these people, just love them through it. Do what you can to avoid, well, going to prison. Okay? So that was for Miss Charlene. Let's go Anissa. Can I please have a reading for 2026? Wow, that's pretty broad and very subject to change. But I will certainly pull what I can. So this is going to pull the energy, the main energy focus that you should have for 2026. That's what it's going to pick up on, and it's going to be very vague, but I will do it. Are you moving? Wings is showing me like a moving truck. That's why I'm curious to know if there's something about your neighborhood that you don't care for, you don't like. It's too much burden. There's something that you have to resist. This is making an agreement, right? Something that would make you very happy. I'm curious to know if you're moving back to a childhood neighborhood or moving closer to a sibling or someone that feels like a sibling, someone that you're really close to. You're just trying to focus on the finances right now to do it. It's coming because something's going to get your attention. This is the finances coming through. Just curious to know that if you're trying to look around and get an idea of where you want to move, he is showing me movement. That you are just not happy with where you're at. Yeah, this is disappointment. So we're going to manifest that for you if that's your goal. So 2026 is about you moving somewhere where you feel safe and secure and you have the upper hand and the higher ground. You have to, well, you don't have to do anything. I was going to say you have to let me know if that resonates with you. But it seems like that's the focus for 2026. You getting somewhere where you are happier. Okay. All right. Sandra. Hi, Jen, everyone. Question. Will I have a safe car trip visiting over the holidays? Well, we're going to manifest that you do. We can do that. Well, Moon, just start snoring with him. It's all right. You don't hurt my feelings. Take you a nap. Take one for me. That'd be great. All right. Sandra, let's look over this car ride. Whatever vehicle you're in before you make the trip, put it in a divine bubble of white light. I put pink around it. You put orange on the roads to clear everything out of your way so you don't have obstacles. You're going to go see family. Yeah. Safe trip, triumphant journey, all good. This is going back. This is like memories, sharing with divine feminine. Are you going to a mother, a sister, a daughter's place? Little bit of a warning here. Yes, you're going to have a great trip, but please watch your finances. Now, if you are, you know that financially you can make the trip with not a problem, that is usually an indication. Please watch your wallet so you don't lose it or get it stolen or misplace it. Just be a little more conscientious about where finances are kept. Okay? Hi, Cecilia. But Sandra, you're going to have a great trip. Okay? Your son and your daughter-in-law. Yeah, the Empress card comes in there. So that's kids. You're the mama. Okay, that makes sense. I think you maybe spend a little more time with your daughter-in-law than you do your son. Is this going to be one of them, all the women are in the kitchen and the men are watching the football game kind of thing? Yeah. Enjoy your trip, and we're manifesting safe, happy travels. But watch your wallet, okay? All right. Anissa, my son's TV's broken. Can it be fixed? Uh-oh. We're breaking things. Tell you these newfangled things. I grew up with one of those little 13-inch black and white TVs with the foil on the bunny ears. It had a big crack in it. You had to smack it, but it would start working again. You can't do those with these things nowadays. Can this TV be fixed? Oop. You had a jumper. Who's a jumping? Investment. It can be, but it's going to cost you. This is going to be one of those situations where you kind of have to figure out, is it worth it or is it just cheaper to buy another TV? Because this is about money. And it's also a strong yes, it can be fixed, but you're going to have to invest money into it. It may be best just to get a new one for your page here. Because the TV has internal things that you can't see. This is not something that you can just take apart and change a fuse in. It can be, but you're going to have to put some money into it. Okay? All right. What we got now? Joanna. Okay. Can we get a reading on what's happening in Venezuela versus what we're hearing? Yeah. Wow, Sandra. Yeah, trust those premonitions and trust your instinct. If something feels weird the day that you leave for your trip, trust it. Just because the reading says everything's going to go great right now, how are you going to feel the day that you leave? Trust your instinct. If something feels like, I just don't feel comfortable getting in that car, don't get in the car. Okay? What is going on in Venezuela? Now, I have to mention something, Joanna, when it comes to Venezuela. I find it interesting that Mr. T put up a statement about Venezuela that caught my attention. You know, we investors looking into the boulevard thinking, "Ooh, that's the dark horse. That's the one that's really going to come back and be worth something." Did you read his post about Venezuela? He was talking about new government, blah 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 blah, and how much has been Venezuela has stolen from the United States, and that it has to be returned. Yeah, I just found it fascinating. I'm like, what the hell is he talking about? I mean, when everybody's been so focused on drug runs and that kind of stuff. Interesting. Like, that's one of those read between the lines. Like, what? So, and I think all the stuff that we're seeing about blowing up drug boats, that's a distraction. That's just extra. What's really going on? I feel that the government's already been replaced. Maduro's not even an issue. That's me. Let's see. Venezuela has the highest oil reserves in the world. Highest commodities. Mr. T says they stole oil and all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Well, Joanna, this will tell you a whole lot. What we're seeing, smoke and mirrors, just to cause confusion. It's an illusion. It's not really what's going on. They're going to be a little secretive about it. Some underlying issues here. Right now, they're working on the revalue of their currency, reversing the leadership. Okay. Trump was giving comms. Pay attention to the what he's telling us, not Clinton News Network and all that crap. Let's pay attention to the intel that he's giving us. Venezuela has they've already done this. They've started it already. This is all the new stuff, moving out of troubled waters, people being protected. So the base card, this is God's plan. He's shining a light on the good people. Venezuela used to be beautiful. People were so abundant. Okay. So what we're hearing about are the plans to correct Venezuela, blah, 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 blah. It's already been done. Okay. Which tells me that they'll be in the first basket. And if they can't quite make it, they'll be right after that. This is good. This is encouraging. Okay. All right. Stacy's got the next one. I'm an only child. Well, that's all right. My ex keeps inviting my parents for holiday gatherings, and they're going. Will this ever resolve in the future? Hold on, did I read that right? I'm an only child. My ex keeps inviting my parents. Oh wait, okay, so you're not with this ex for the holidays, and they're going. Will this ever resolve in the future? Your parents are going to your ex's? Why don't they come to your house? I'm assuming that's how it goes. This is weird. Okay. Now, I got a question for you, Stacy. Do your parents know this bothers you? Have you said something? You're an only child. Where else are they going to go? I tell them, but I don't have a filter. You're probably a whole lot nicer than I am. It will resolve. Wow. How do you feel about tough love? Okay. You basically want to know, is this going to fix itself? It will, darling. But, and this is a relationship that is going to get better, but these are swords. This is communication. You're going to have to work on this relationship with your parents. It's not so much the ex. Who cares? Tell him, you're going to tell him to fuck off, okay? Give your parents, this is kind of an ultimatum. You have a choice to make. You come hang out with me. I'm your child. I'm not sure where the manipulation's coming from. I'm getting that it's your ex, that he distracts them, and you don't know the whole story here. There's some secrets. Does he manipulate them into doing it? It's almost like they have a guilty complex. Just curious. Okay, Stacey, now this is my advice. You do not have to take it. You can tell me to fuck off. I don't care. You need to say, this is the last time. From now on, we're not making plans. Now, you know that they have every right to do what they want to do, but if it affects you that much, you're going to speak up your mind. Let them decide how they handle it. Be prepared for either way it could go. They may say, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize how strongly you felt about it. We won't do anything with him. We'll come see you. Or they can go, well, I'm sorry. We're choosing to do this. And then you're going to have to accept it. But how are they supposed to know that if you don't say something? Okay, put your foot down. Demand what you want and what you expect. Whether they do it or not is up to them. You can't control it. But you've got to put forth effort of stopping it. Say, okay, fine. You go to his house this year. But every time after that, I'm your child. But I still get that he's got some manipulation stuff going on. You got a secret card in there, and yeah. Up to you, darling. Drop a tree. Holy shit! In a box. He lived with them for a whole year. What the fudge nuggets? Uh-huh. Now I know why he's your ex. Your heart's broken. Darling, I want you to learn FO to whoever needs to hear it. I'm sure your heart is broken. They have free will, but you have to say something. Okay? And have you ever thought that maybe your ex doesn't have as good a relationship as you think because he's very secretive? Maybe he does it out of spite just because he knows it's going to piss you off. See, this is why I can't do relationship therapy for people. I'd be in prison as an accessory. I agree, Mary Jean. We're your family. All right. Miss Miss Megan. Is my dear friend JS having many strokes? Oh dear, many strokes. How can I best support her fear? Is she afraid that it's happening? She said something. Exactly, Joe Petrie. I know better than I might start using the a bucket though, because a box, it gets wet and we all know how that'll end. All right. She having many strokes. Stacy, this is a great place to make contact and, get people's contact information if they feel about it. Now, I've been the middleman before for people that don't want to put an email in the chat room. Obviously, I know why. But people have used me. I have to have permission from both people before I will share an email. If you guys want to exchange information, then you guys can start talking. But it's totally up to you. All right. JS having many strokes. This is something that she doesn't stop thinking about. This is worry, worry, worry. Something's off balance. It's not a solid yes. There's a imbalance here. Let me explain. Okay. All right. She was doing fine, and then all of a sudden, this can be heart related. Enzymes being off, blood pressure, which we know leads to strokes. Yes, I understand. But the root of the problem looks like it's, and I'm not a doctor, for entertainment purposes only, that it's more of a circulatory problem. This, Justice, when it comes to medical questions, is he holds the scales. Something is off balance here. Okay? This has caused a fall or something that has changed her life. Now, I'm curious to know if she has any bad habits or vices besides worrying herself to death, because that does not help. The base card is nothing but worry and anxiety. She really does need to see medical help. This is leading to having the strokes. Got a bandage around the head. It's almost like there's a window of opportunity here to correct it before this massive stroke, or it actually is a stroke. That something can be fixed. I know we're not big on medication around here, but it can be corrected if done properly with the right doctor. Worrying about it's not going to help. It's going to lead to the strokes. Okay? But these little episodes that she's having are getting her attention. She really does need to go speak with someone. Yes, she's going to have to go through a gazillion tests and blood work and blah, 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 blah. But this is something where you might want to intervene and go, you really need to do something. If she hasn't already. These are like the little warning shots that Spirit gives us. You need to do something. Okay? And if you want to go help her with the homeopathic, just start doing research. Now, I am not a doctor. I have to keep saying that. But around here, we like homeopathic stuff, and we have come to find out that a good portion of things that are wrong with people, not only with the shit that they put in our food, water, and air, is parasitic. Maybe that's something you can research. Okay? New person question? Okay. I will Star that. That'll be the last one. Let me refresh coffee page. We're good. I've got Stacy, and then I have, I'm going to butcher this name. All right, I'm a redneck. That's just the way it is. Is it Aisha? Aisha? I love you, but I'm not good with names. All right, let me do Stacy's, and then we'll end with our newcomer. Welcome to the family, by the way. I had a molar pulled due to an abscess. They did not remove it all because part of it was hooked with my wisdom tooth. Oh, sounds like fun. I am going to have an issues with this going forward. Are you going to have issues? Well, let's see. Once again, parasitic. Let's see. You're a dentist? Well, maybe you can help Stacy out. Are you on an antibiotic, Stace? Wow. Well, she said she had a molar pulled, but they had to leave part of it in there. It was abscessed because it's hooked to her wisdom tooth. Any advice? She wants to know if she's going to have problems with it, like continued in the future. I would think if something's still down in there that it could get infected again. Yeah, slowly over time. This is a slow process. That it can build up. This is a dentist doctor card that you may have to. It might be okay for a little while. You just be going about your business, and then it'll become abscessed. Right now it says it's okay, but within time, you're going to have to address it again. And they'll probably just recommend pulling the wisdom tooth out. The whole kit and caboodle. Let the inflammation heal. Antibiotics, but let them follow up. Yeah. The tooth chipped back in February and had problems since then. Well, probably exposed a lot of, I'm not a dentist, but probably exposed some nerves and all kinds of stuff in there. But Sandra, chlorine dioxide, DMSO. I use the what's it called? MMS, I think. It's in the refrigerator. Do you remember when Trump was telling everybody to drink bleach? That's what he was talking about. Yeah, I keep it. Expensive as hell, but by golly, I bought it a long time ago, and it works. It works. Yeah. Okay, you're pull the wisdom. They'll want to pull the wisdom. It's ultimately your choice, but you have to ask yourself, do you want to keep fighting with the situation? Okay. But it says, within time, it will just get irritated again, and it'll just be a repetitive cycle. So, totally your choice, darling. All right. Now, for our dentist in the room, last question. Is Ahmad Hazim emotionally attached to me? All right, we're gonna end on the love question. Let's see. Ahmad Hazim emotionally attached. Now, Spirit's picking up on that they could interpret that a couple of different ways. So they're looking for intention here. So do you want to know if there's romantic feelings or there's a past life attachment here. Maybe it'll pick up on both. I never know until I flip the cards over. Yep. Yes, absolutely. There is Mr. Romance there. Okay. This is part of a group. No, I did not say threesome. This is friendship. Maybe you all hang out in the same crowd or you know mutual people. Would love to start a relationship. That's starting fresh, something new. But there's a fear here. Fear of how to say it. Swords are about communication. I'm afraid of how it's going to come out. That's what goes through his head. Give him time. Temperance is just about being patient. He needs a new perspective of things. And also, this is one of those reminders, put yourself in his shoes. He's nervous. He doesn't want rejected. There is an emotional attachment here and a desire to connect with you. Give him time. He will. This is giving and receiving. He will approach you, maybe offer a gift or a suggestion of let's get coffee or something like that. This is a good match. He's waiting for something to be aligned, waiting for the right moment. But the World card, yeah. This is victory. This is success. This is happy, happy, happy. So, Strength card. Wow. There's a little worry. The base card's victory too. There's just a concern about how to word things, how to word his emotions and intentions towards you, because there's tradition here. This is being very traditional, wants to stick to the rules kind of thing, morals, values, and so there's some fear. Okay? Give him time. It says he'll come around. You can encourage. He's financially unstable. He's very concerned. There's something holding him back, but it says give him time. The Eight of Wands can mean he's waiting for everything to be lined up where maybe he's in a better position for it to work. So just be patient with him unless you want to make the first move. If you're interested, if you're not, just expect him to. Okay. Hi, Rocco. We're getting ready to end, sweetie. It's good seeing you. So, yeah, I would just hang in there. Give him time. He's just trying to correct some things in his own life right now. Okay. All right. But how you handle it's totally up to you, darling. And thanks for the dental advice. That's fantastic. Wonderful to have you. Happy to have you in the family. Speaking of family, it's time to go, family. All right. Great show, guys. I think we got everybody. Thank you to everyone that bought a coffee. Reminder, tomorrow, humanitarian meeting, 2:30 Eastern. And I cleared off some hard drive space so I could record this one. This one's going to be a little important. I mean, they're all important, but you know what I mean. This is not just a social gathering. There are some things we need to talk about. Some what if, ands, or buts. And maybe what we hear from the prez tonight will help answer some of those questions. We'll see. But I will see you all tomorrow. If you're in humanitarian, and the rest of you, I will see you back here on Friday for the final show of the year before I take a break. It'll be okay. All right? It'll be okay. I love ya. Blessings, kisses, and hugs, and all that good stuff. And I'll see some of you tomorrow and some of you on Friday. I love ya. Bye.